so beautiful. It's a treat. It's an absolute treat. I did not think there was any way I was getting another ride in this week or even this year. I mean, I rode last Friday, and that really seemed like it. That seemed like it for the year. And here we are on what may be the last commute day of the year. Well, now's as good a time as any to reflect on the 2016 riding season. Over last winter, I did a few improvements to the bike. I got my Mustang vintage solo seats, the main seat and the auxiliary passenger seat. I got a couple the main Tourmaster tail bag and a little tool bag for up front. The big improvement of 2016 was the rear shocks. It makes riding this bike such a joy. I mean, I could ride as long as I want now without even thinking about it. Did my tuner this year, Micro EFI tuner from Fuelmoto. The horn, I had that Wolo horn. I went through two of those. They kept rattling apart. So I replaced it with the Flosser horn, which is German made, if I understand correctly. And it's been great. Some other minor stuff, but the tires, did the tires. That was pretty hilarious. So looking into this upcoming winter, on the rear I need a new rear rotor and rear brake pads, and then on the front I need new brake pads. These rotors are not the stock rotors, which I discovered when I started researching them. The guy who bought this bike originally, he did so many mods to it. I don't know what possessed him to change the rotors. I mean, the thing only had 5,000 miles on it when I bought it. It's not like anything happened to the originals. But the rear one is uneven. It doesn't have grooves, but it has, like, you run your hand over it, it's got like a valley and a high spot and low spot, just not smooth. So it doesn't make any sense to put new pads on that. So that'll be one project, and that should be pretty easy. I've had the rear wheel off before, no issue there. Front pads should be pretty simple as well. One thing that is mildly annoying that I'm going to have to do sooner or later is, I guess it's the float inside the fuel tank. I fill the bike with gas, the light goes out, and then anywhere from 10 to 30 miles after fill up, it comes on. It's on, off, just no rhyme or reason to it. But then eventually stays off, and then it does pop back on when I'm low. And so it's started a couple months ago. It's just getting more and more prevalent, and eventually I think it's just going to be blinking on and off all the time. Anyway, that's one annoyance. But the other big thing, and this will probably be in the winter of 2017-18, is the clutch. It's the Achilles heel on my bike. There's a clutch plate that's riveted together, and the rivets come loose and eventually come apart. And if that happens while you're riding, not good. From what I understand, you really can't tell it's about to happen until boom. Some people have had it happen after 10,000 miles. I'm at 20,000 right now. I've read where a lot of people have made it over 30,000, no problem. So I'm thinking around 30,000. I will do that. It's going to be a challenging several-hour project. I really don't like those big projects. Parts all over the place and everything, but again, it's just part of, maintaining the bike. Pay somebody else a lot of money to do it, or just take your time and do it yourself. So anyway, that's down the line a bit. So it's mid-November. The riding opportunities are probably going to be limited to weekends. Today, pretty chilly. So I don't think I'll have too many more commutes like this. Anyway, so that's kind of a sum up of my riding season as far as work on my bike goes. The other thing that's great about this riding season was I got to do the demo day, ride some new 2017 models. That was probably the highlight riding wise. Didn't get to do my BRC2 class because it was a total rain out. But I'm looking to do that first thing next spring and get that done. And then hopefully take an advanced class maybe later next year. So, good riding season overall. Weather, despite the weather challenges. And hopefully we're back out here in the spring before too long. So, I guess that's all for now. Till next time.